Hello friends, this is SERVi Homestead. These are tools. We are about to work on the big old red tractor. Checking on the chicks here. They are getting big. We're excited. One got out and the dog killed it, so we have 7 out of 8. But we hatched 8 and they all lived this long until one got out. But we're glad about that. These guys are going to be big. I think all of the mothers are Brahma, and one rooster was my Buff Orpington and the other rooster was a Brahma. So we'll see. They should be big chickens though. I like this little cage we made. It was just a spur of the moment thing, but I think I'm going to make another one with these cattle panels and smaller wire attached to it at the bottom. It's pretty easy to drag and move, and we have more sheets of roofing metal. So it's a pretty quick way to make a movable pen for the chickens. I like it so far. Let's get to the tractor. Alright everyone, here we are. So even though I did a good bit of research a year and a half ago, there's still so much to know about tractors and the different kinds and stuff. I took these injectors apart because the tractor wasn't running well, and I had seen similar ones online, and I cleaned them up. They all looked pretty good, but I didn't realize that there was a setting for pressure / timing. So as the injector pump compresses the diesel and shoots it up here to each injector at the right time, the injectors have a spring in them, and once the spring pressure is overcome by the diesel coming in, a little bit of it squirts through the tip of the injector at the right moment for the piston to squish it and it explodes. The way you adjust that exact spring pressure is by a cap that is under here. This off. And then there's a cap that goes over the spring, and the tighter you put that cap, then the more difficult it is for the diesel to squeeze through, which would delay your timing, I guess, your combustion timing. And if you loosen that cap, it's easier for the diesel to squirt through, and so your diesel would squirt through a little bit sooner. And this is the second time I tried tightening a little bit, and both times it made the engine run a little bit worse. I don't know. I guess I thought I was injecting too soon and it wasn't burning well. So I tightened it to try to make it inject later. But if it's injecting too late, I could have the same problem. If it's injecting too late, the piston's already at the top of its travel, and it doesn't have enough time to compress the air in diesel, so it doesn't burn well. So I'm going to take a few of them off and back them off, loosen them up a little bit, and see if that helps. I feel like hot breath, some presence behind me. What in the world? Ah! A big banana spider. 2 of them. Oh my goodness, right behind me. Okay, this braided line is the return line, and it has banjo nuts at each injector. So this is a 12mm. It's low pressure. This is just the excess diesel that doesn't make it to the tip of the injector, and it just gets routed back to the tank. These are copper washers for sealing. Be careful with them. Try not to let debris, trash and stuff be on them, because then they won't seal well. And this is a large 22mm, I guess, because the 21mm socket I brought It's not quite big enough. Here's that adjustment cap. There, see that slot? You tighten and loosen, and I'll go ahead and loosen it. Now those copper washers don't last forever. They conform, and so be careful. I don't know if you're supposed to use them more than once or twice. So put them nice and tight. They're made to squish and conform. Alright, let's see what she does. I did 3. The first 2. And what's up, everybody? I'm back in the house. The tractor ran and it burned my eyes. Can you see these tears? I smell like a chemical plant. So the fumes problem is not fixed by adjusting 3 of the 6 cylinder injectors. But it did run a little bit better. It started well, and last time when I tightened the first 2 injectors, it died like 10 times. I kept trying to start it. I would cut for a few feet and then it would die. So loosening was definitely better, but it still had a whole lot of fumes, and it still wasn't responding to the throttle. I could move the throttle bar either way and nothing would happen. And then at one point, after I cut for about half an hour, it just started to rev up, and I thought it was going to take off and cause some damage, because I've heard of horror stories of that happening. The shutoff valve doesn't kill it or anything, and so I had it on a load. I was driving and I was cutting, so it didn't speed up way too much, but it got a little loud and scary for a few minutes. And so I just cut that way, and I thought, well, good, I'm making better progress. And then it started to stutter, and it slowed down to what it was doing before. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe there's some gumminess or something on the little governor thing inside that kind of flares as you go faster, and then it closes up when you slow down to help control the speed a little bit. But I still got to cut for about 45 minutes, and so that was good. So alright, hopefully this gives you a little bit of useful information if you have an old 706D International tractor from the late 60s. Those injectors are like a lot of injectors, but that exact system for tightening the pressure spring was something I haven't really seen in other places, and I haven't seen anything yet on exactly how tight they need to be or how many threads need to be sticking out to show your placement. I don't know how they're supposed to be set, so I'll just have to keep experimenting with it. So hey, thanks for watching SERVi Homestead. Be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one.